Welcome, brave Woobler, to a world of eerie stitches and ghostly loops. As you embark on this haunted crochet journey, beware! Each box holds a new mystery, a new challenge, and perhaps a few restless spirits. But look closely. Some of these boxes have secrets of their own, transforming into parts of your own spooky adventure. Don't toss them away too soon. Keep your hook steady, your yarn untangled, and your courage high. The adventure has just begun. Will you make it to the end? Hello! Welcome back to the Spoonie Stitcher channel. I'm Shannon the Spoonie Stitcher. You're inside the Stitchery, and I'm so happy you're here today. If you're new, hi! I'm Shannon. I'm the Spoonie Stitcher. A Spoonie is somebody who has a chronic condition, and a Stitcher is somebody who makes art with textiles. This channel is all about creativity. Anything that makes your creative juices flowing, that's what we try to do on this channel. We've got baking, we've got cooking, we've got art, we've got crafting, we've got stuff with textiles, we've got animation, movie talk, all kinds of stuff on this channel. So if that sounds like something that sounds fun to you, maybe hit the subscribe button. Oh wait. Thank you so much. Maybe hit like button while you're down there as well. That tells the algorithm you want more stuff like this. Today, I don't know what we're gonna do, but stay tuned and we'll have fun together. This is Gift or Garbage! Yay! My series where we talk about if something is actually worth your money or if it belongs in the trash. Or maybe not the trash, maybe you can donate it to somebody, but anyway. I'm going to be brutally honest, no companies are paying me. I bought all of these with my own money, and some of these are real garbage. But let's find out if that's one today. So, what makes something a gift? 1. Is it well priced? Is it a good value for what it is? 2. Is it appropriate for the audience that it's geared for? 3. Are the items usable, user-friendly, easy to navigate? All kinds of things can fit in this category. And 4, specifically for this channel, is it Spoonie approved? Do I believe that somebody who has different Spoonie conditions could operate this product? If it doesn't match any of these things, it's garbage. If it matches a few of them, it still might be a gift, but we want to check all of our boxes here. So let's find out if this is gift or garbage. We are here for a special edition of Gift or Garbage for the Irresistibly Woobly Haunted House box. Woo! I have previously opened this up on a live so you could see all around the box and inside every little nook and cranny I could get my camera into and all the little patterns that are inside. I've already done this, so I'm just gonna go really fast. Okay, we have a tombstone with some dirt and worms. As we saw on the live, this is Amun, the mummy. Amun has to do with Amun-Ra, the sun god, who is Egyptian, where mummies usually are found. He has his own hook, some yarn, and stuffing. We have 2 little ghosties, and they belong in the chimney, apparently. This is an accessory kit. We could kind of guess that. And it's the toilet paper that glows in the dark. I guess that could come in handy. If toilet paper confuses you, what on earth does that have to do with Halloween? Trick or treat used to literally mean give us a treat or we will trick you. And that could be TPing someone's house. That means throwing toilet paper all over their yard and their house, sometimes throwing eggs as well. Not very nice, but that is what kids used to do. So, they really wanted you to have candy on hand. Here is a little pumpkin box. Here's a little face. Or jack-o'-lantern, if you prefer. And we have another accessory kit. And it is the bat. The cute little bat. Accessory kits come with the pattern, of course, the yarn, and the stuffing. That's it. This is 4. And actually, this is already out of it. It is the project bag or a little treat bag. It's got all the little characters on it that we will make. And it also says hooked on treats and the Woobles. So the holes are for your yarn to pass through. So you can use this as a trick-or-treat bag or your project bag. Most people are using it as their project bag, obviously. Number 5 is probably my favorite box because it looks like a coffin. So appropriately, the coffin holds, can you guess? The vampire. Although technically this is a lady, so the vampiress. And she too has her own hook. Her name is Agatha. Now, at first I was thinking Agatha is just a name that is an old-fashioned sounding name, and therefore, isn't that cool? It's got the tufting. Yeah. It's just a cool sounding name, and it sounds, you know, Victorian and totally fits the time. However, it probably refers more to Agatha Van Helsing. Yes, Van Helsing, vampire hunter. She was a nun who hunted vampires, according to lore. And I'm guessing she lost, because why else would she be the vampire? But I'm guessing that's what it refers to. I could be wrong. We have another pumpkin with little spiders on them. It's a happier jack-o'-lantern. Guessing this is another accessory kit. Yes, it is. And this one is one of the cutest little spiders you will ever see. Doesn't even really look like a spider. So cute. I'm sorry for anyone who has a fear of spiders, but I really don't think it looks much like a spider. Okay then, here is 7. And 7 is our first set of tombstones. We have Dave the werewolf and Agatha the vampire. Again, it's a lady, it's a vampiress. Ah yes, our hook. So here's the hook, made of that really smooth rubber. And it is a 4mm like all the others are. It's a tapered hook. That's the style. And it's got all the little characters and some caution tape looking things and little creepy eyes. Some people get really excited about the hooks. So if you are one of them, it's got a cool hook inside. Here is box number 8. It is a little desk. Another accessory kit. Ah, perfect. A tiny skull. When I'm done with that one, I should put it with the Hamlet doll I made. Okay, number 9 is this eye. And this is Edgar, our skeleton. Also comes with his hook and some yarn. And the white part glows in the dark. Edgar, I am assuming, refers to Edgar Allan Poe, the master of the Gothic tale. But I could be wrong. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. If you can think of any other way that Edgar relates to a skeleton, let me know down below. We have another jack-o'-lantern for number 10. Obviously another accessory. This is the tiny coffin. I just love these little accessories. Okay, and 11 is our next set of tombstones. Amun the mummy, and of course, Edgar the skeleton. I believe this is the tin. Yes. Honestly, I'm underwhelmed. I could have thought many other designs for the tin. Like, make the whole thing look like a tombstone, or a gravesite, or a small little coffin. Like, have the inside of the tin be red, and the outside be silver, or something. I don't know, just other things I could have thought of other than this. But a 10 is a 10. And 12 is a little ghost. There's his little hands. I believe this is the moon. Yes. Tiny moon. Isn't that cute? And last but not least, we have 13, which is a cage with a skull in it and some green slime. And it's locked. But if you look here, there are perforated pieces, so you actually can put what you make inside the cage. So you just pop these pieces out. And of course, we have probably my favorite Wooble of the entire set. Dave. This is Dave the werewolf. Little cutie. Now, for the longest time, Dave was the one that stumped me the most. How does Dave relate to werewolves at all? I was completely stumped until one day it dawned on me. Ever heard of a small little film called An American Werewolf in London? That's right, his name was David. So I'm guessing that's how this relates. He has a lot of different yarns. Dark brown, light brown, blue, a little bit of white, black, and a whole lot of stuffing. And of course he has his own hook, like they all do, that says his name. And that is every pattern in the box. If you want to look around the haunted house, I will do a quick little video tour. Now, I could be wrong, but I think that every single one of these is each character's room. So if you look at all the little clues and stuff you see in these rooms, I think we can figure out who's who. Now this one's really obvious. This is Agatha's. First of all, we have the giant portrait of her. The spider on the floor, I'm guessing the spider is her pet. And the little thing of blood that's sitting on the shelf. I guess that was easy takeout. On the second story, we have Edgar's picture and Amun's picture. And then of course our little bat and spider friend. But remember, this is from box 8, which is this right here. See, that goes there. These don't really give us many clues. We know the skull is in this box. You know, the writing desk, the skull. All the little details here give me more of a Victorian or something like that, or Gothic vibe. I'm gonna go with this is Edgar's room. So we know this is Dave's room from these clues. I mean, right there in that little corner tells you it's Dave. He obviously scratched the photo, and then there's a picture of a moon, and then a picture of himself, like they all have. But this should be Agatha's room. Can anyone tell me why? I'll give you a second. That's right. There's no windows, no chance of sunlight. This should be her room. Oh well. Now down here we have kind of nothingness. We have a beautiful, nice window in the front with some yarn and some candles. More little spider friends. Oh, a little ghost in the mirror. Hello. More windows. So really there's not a lot of clues. I would think maybe if it's not a moon's, then I don't know. Because I think maybe the mummy wants to be close to the ground. That's all I got. Kind of weak, but that's what I've got. So who do you think belongs in each room? Tell me below. So is this box gift or garbage? Let's find out. First, we're going to look at cost, because that's what a lot of you want to know. What's the cost? And let's break it down for, is it actually worth that cost? So originally this box goes for $185. Yikes. However, many of us pre-ordered and paid the $150 price, which now I believe it is at $150 still. So, is it worth $185? Is it worth $150? Let's break it down. Inside this kit, you have the box, which is very nice, and it's like its own little playset. You have 10 patterns, which are 4 Woobles and 6 accessory kits. You also have a limited edition tin, hook, and bag. Every Wooble, full-size Wooble inside, and there's 4 of them, is like its own private kit, because every single one of them comes with a hook, stuffing, safety eyes, and a yarn needle. Every normal Woobles kit that's not part of a brand deal or limited edition or something is about $30. So, let's break that down. If we're saying that every single Wooble kit inside is $30, so we say 30 times 4, that's $120. That covers already just the 4 Woobles inside. Ah, but there's 6 accessory kits. The accessory kits range from $5, $7, or $10. Let's lowball it and say 5. Let's say every single accessory kit inside there is 5. 5 times 6, 30. Okay, now we're at $150. So now we've matched the sale price. Ah, but Shannon, you say you still have the hook, the tin, and the bag. Pretty average run-of-the-mill tote bag, let's say $10. A hook like that, let's highball it because it's a Wooble product, we'll say 5, and the tin will also say 5. That's $20. So now we're at $170. That means that this box, by itself, needs to be worth $15 at least. It's made of cardboard and a lot of fancy computer printing. Is that worth $15?
You might have noticed if you watched my live that when we were unboxing it, the floors to the second stories, mine were not attached, and how do I put this? The amount of cardboard to go into the little notches so that it stays are almost non-existent. I'll see if I can get you a picture. But it's really bad when your playset is kind of falling apart and you haven't even used it yet. So I'm going to personally glue these into place, and of course you can as well, but I shouldn't have to because that's not how it was designed. So that's a flaw, and that needs to be taken into account.
So here's what I would say. That the $150 price is much more reasonable than the $185. Because you also have to think about the fact that every single kit inside, whether it's the accessory kit or the full-size Wooble, they all come with a PDF and a video tutorial for right-handed or left-handed. That's a pretty good deal. So if we're going off the $150, it's a yes. If we're going off the $185, I'm going to say no. But I paid $150, so I'm going to give this a yes. Good value. Well, like I said, you get 10 patterns. That's pretty good. You also get a little treat bag, which also acts as your project bag. Also good. The hook and the tin, making them each a day, like taking up precious space in this box with those two items, instead of just including them in another box or putting them in one box together. It seems like wasted space to me when they could have added another accessory kit or more yarn or something fun. But making them each its own box, yeah, that seems like a waste. So, is it a good value? 10 patterns in a cool box with a tote bag that also can act as your project bag. Keeps you pretty busy. Okay, we'll say yes. Good value is a yes.
The second thing I want to mention is the fact that I kind of skipped over the usable items category. So I'll enter it in here in like a small little segment. The hooks that always come with these Woobles, sometimes you get really great ones and sometimes you get really terrible ones. Sometimes they can chew up your yarn, sometimes they can be too sharp, sometimes they can be not sharp enough. There's no consistency on these Wooble hooks on if they're good or bad. You'll just have to wait and see if your hooks are good or not. Or, honestly, skip it all together. Maybe just collect the hooks if you're interested in that, and use your own hooks. I found that Tulip and Clover work brilliantly with this kind of yarn. And on that note, the yarn. The yarn can be really great or really bad. Again, you never know. Also, if you like longer tails, you may run out of yarn. I'm just saying it now. If you do not have short tails when you are crocheting, you will run out of yarn. That is just a fact that I have noticed after doing many of these kits. Because if you run out of yarn, you're kind of stuck. The yarn you get in the kit is the yarn you get. Now, of course, you can always buy some of their yarn, but it's not inexpensive. And sometimes they're specialty yarns, like if you have their glitter yarn or something, or their glow in the dark, you're kind of stuck. So, you have to be careful. That shouldn't be either. They should give you more than enough yarn to complete every project. Accessories too. I think they tend to shortchange people when it comes to the accessories, because I've run out of yarn and so have my friends. But that's just me and my experience. Thank you for letting me add this one little thing, because I feel that people needed to know this.
Appropriate audience. They've laid it out for you that these are beginner and beginner plus patterns. They tell you which is which, and they let you know which ones are hard and which ones are easier. I understand that, and I respect it. So I'm going to say yes, it is audience appropriate. The audience it's geared for? People who are learning to crochet or people who just love crochet. They've included both here. I give it a yes. Spoonie approved. I've never really had any trouble with a Woobles pattern. And I've made both advanced, beginner, and in the middle. I've made all their different patterns. I've never really struggled with understanding any of their patterns, but to be fair, I've been crocheting for a really long time. Do I think a beginner would be confused on the beginner patterns? No, not really. And these don't look any different. Now, I have not at this time made any from here yet. However, my friend Heather at Heather's Creative Corner has. And I happen to know that she thought they were mostly all pretty easy to understand. I think we can still give it a pass. So So far this is going with flying colors here. Ah, but I said this was a special episode, didn't I? There's a 5th category. Now you may say that doesn't seem fair. I think it is. This is one big playset. So I assume it's for the adults to make and the kids to play with, or kids who also want to learn to crochet. They have their own playset when they're done. I'm not sure. But the box instructions on what you are supposed to do with the cardboard pieces that go with this background and where you're supposed to put them and everything, not one bit of direction. They absolutely fail in the playset category. Can you still play with it? Yes. If you're a kid, would you still enjoy this? Yes. But if you're an adult trying to put it together, especially if you're an adult who called me and asked me, have you figured out how to do this yet? Yeah. When it comes to box instructions, it's a fail because there are none. They just expect you to figure it out and where things are supposed to go. Some people like a little bit of direction in their lives, and some people really want to know if they're putting the tombstones in correctly. So that's a fail. But it passed on the other 4. So is it gift or garbage? Technically, it's a gift. However, you may decide otherwise, and that's totally fine. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a fun time. Check out my shorts if you want to see any of these being made. And happy spooky season. Remember, life happens, yarn helps, and spoonies can stitch it up too. Bye.